sir. Shadows in the distance off the port bow. We aren't sure what it is yet, but it's just slowly following us. I knew we should have tried to make it for the Able Strait.
Silence! It's possible they haven't noticed us yet. Ease the sail and try to get out of their direct route. It's too late.
Hello, all you aspiring skyguards. Welcome to the domain of Sveno. For those of you wondering who I am, I'm Rorsten, avid Deepwater Guard builder, and one of the lore keepers for From the Depths. Today's style guide is all about the Sveno Skyguard. This is the elite of Deepwater Guard craft and styles. Deepwater Guard is allowed to pull out all the stops for this style, and it shows, as many of the Sveno craft are in the higher difficulty tiers. Let's jump straight into the lore. Sveno was a Yanwali engineer who was obsessed with the heritage of his people. His airships are inspired by depictions of Yanwali warships from old books and drawings. He intends to use these airships to reinstate the glory of the Yanwali trade empire to its historical borders, and perhaps even beyond. Sveno style is the closest that Deepwater will ever get to a professional military. With disciplined and experienced crews, they soar through the skies of Yanwal and Arawik, instilling terror in the population below wherever they go, and keeping them in line. These airships are also the dread of any merchant captain looking to make a tidy profit by cutting some corners on their trade routes. The hulls of Sveno-style airships are regularly long and roundish like the Morays. While some variation is allowed, the design should always be flowing from part to part, unlike other styles, where the individual parts of the craft are recognizable. These hulls should also end in a taper with large propellers or pronounced jets at the back. In contrast to Fitzgerald, Sveno is allowed the use of simple and custom jets. One unique aspect about Sveno style is that all the exterior wooden parts of the hull should be painted in the near black Deepwater Guard trim color. This is to denote that Sveno airships really are the elite of the Deepwater Guard. Another aspect of Sveno paint is that the front of the airship should be equipped with red rams. This red specifically should be set to 0.5 red, 0 blue, 0 green, negative free shininess, and 0.5 alpha. Sveno also has more weapon restrictions than the other styles. Sveno is only allowed to use cram or APS as their main armaments. Missiles can provide both secondary and active defense batteries, but their firepower cannot surpass that of the cram or APS systems. Sveno-style turrets also tend to be rounder with lower profiles than those of other styles. Lastly, don't be afraid to experiment. There are a decent number of examples of less conventional Sveno designs. You have the dual-hulled Albacore, the small sunfish, or you have the Barracuda, the carrier conversion of the Moray, and my personal favorite. There are two main craft I want to talk about today in order to showcase the Sveno style. This is also in lieu of me having showcased one of my own crafts, as I've never actually built a Sveno style craft. I have one in the works over on my Twitch, but it's not completed enough yet for this video. Firstly, the Tarpon. The Tarpon is an incredible example of what modern Sveno style is all about. It has a well-rounded, elongated hull, it has multiple sails implying fish-like fins along its hull, and the large gun is an incredible implementation of the style. Another aspect of the Tarpon is that it comes with active evasion. This is a great way to use the in-game AI to represent a more experienced crew. Active evasion, in my opinion, should be used sparingly, but it's an incredible way to represent lore aspects and to make the game more challenging for a player. Next up, the Moray. The Moray was one of the first Sveno-style airships added to the game. I do believe it was actually the first. And it set up the style going forward. You can see how the original hull shape molds around the turrets, and there's both vertical and horizontal turrets. The propellers at the back also taper correctly to a point. Now, this is a Moray rebuild. The older Moray would be a little bit rougher, but you can see how the style has evolved over the last decade. This also applies to the Barracuda, which uses the Moray as a base. Now, let's explore a Sveno-style build together. Hey guys! Did you enjoy taking leisurely flights around Yanwal in hydrogen-lifted airships? I know I do. If you need help building such airships, be sure to join my Discord and Twitch, where I can often be found providing answers to any questions you have. Is that a gas leak? So, while I didn't build the Albacore, I did get to ask the original designer, Quarry, also one of my mods on Twitch, why they built the Albacore as they did. Stylistically, the Albacore was built with the intent of having a more squared-off Sveno design. This is accomplished by having the double hull in order to allow it to remain Sveno style and with the rounded hulls, while still achieving a more flat, squared hull overall. As mentioned earlier, this is a great way to take a pre-established style and to add fresh new elements to it. You don't want every craft in the style to look the same. Another from the note on the Albacore are the flat, very low profile turrets that are really well integrated into the hull. Functionally, the Albacore was designed as a rushdown brawler in order to counter players who try to stay at a distance. This means the player does not have a chance to intercept the Albacore with crams or missiles or any of our long-range weaponry. This also serves as a nice juxtaposition to the Tarpon, which keeps its targets at a distance. Between these two godlies, many of the player's strategies can be countered. Lastly, let's talk about a hypothetical Sveno build I've wanted to build. It's called the Oarfish, and while it's not quite done yet, I am working on it over on my Twitch. It's a broadsider craft that has 2 cram turrets integrated into the hull lengthwise, so that it can fire either left or right and down, and then 2 missile batteries as well with the same idea of some being interceptors and some being offensive missiles. This design would be a lot longer than the average Sveno build in order to fit the Oarfish theme. I don't know if you've ever seen an Oarfish, they are massive, and would probably be considered a medium difficulty design because of those weak points with having the turrets inside the hull. And so far, it's been super fun to build. So, I hope you all had a wonderful time learning about the Sveno style today. For the entry today, I actually have a special treat as Diesel, the Sveno style expert and a fellow Deepwater Guard KotL, has given me quite a bit of their backlog of Sveno style builds that they've made over the last few years. So, I'm going to play a montage of these on the showcase raft that I use for my craft showcase section, and you guys can maybe take inspiration from these builds for your own Sveno style builds. Remember, if you do build your own, please send them to me over in the Discord, and I can give live feedback every Monday and Friday over on my Twitch. That being said, I hope you've all had a wonderful day, and I'll see you next week with the Riker Style Guide.
Bodies stacked like timbers, founded on the rocks. Some 100 lives lost, they weren't local sailors. Far away from home, lost beneath the foam. They didn't know these waters. January cold, flood the third hold. We watched those foreign soldiers taken by the tide. Fraction made it out alive. I know it's hard, but we must be kept apart. Cut off by the tide, the rocks, the reef, the beach, the mines, the sharpest shards. Breach the hull, the lungs, the heart. From the lighthouse on the reach to the bottom of the sea, miles off course. Miles off course. Oh, I saw those timbers piled upon the pier. Somewhere over there, seagulls cried and lingered. More washed upon the sand. I squeezed my father's hand. He said they had it coming. Some people never learn. They got what they deserved. I dreamed of wild adventures. Just Willie and boys own, not these bloated bags of bones. I know it's hard, but we must be kept apart. Cut off by the tide, the rocks, the reef, the beach, the mines, the sharpest shards. Reach the hull, the lungs, the